Good morning, SuperForest! I am here with the lovely Miss Dianna Cohen.
Hello.
And we are backstage in Madison Square Garden where it's quite loud outside, so don't mind the murmur and the people walking in and out and talking and all that. But we're here to talk about plastic, and single-use plastic specifically. And you are heading up a coalition to end the use of single-use
To
plastic.
encourage people to move away from single-use plastics.
How are you doing?
Well, first I came together with some other people, co-founders, and we established something called the Plastic Pollution Coalition. Then we decided we would build a website to educate and raise awareness with other people.
Amazing.
It seems to have caught on like wildfire.
Yeah?
Yes, we have quite a lot of traction. We just had our first 2 events last weekend. One was a film series at UCLA called Is Plastic Washed Up? And we, the Plastic Pollution Coalition, believe that yes, plastic is washed up. Don't get me wrong, I do like certain kinds of plastic, like that flip camera is made of plastic, I believe, and it's very handy and not a single use. But when it comes to plastic cups, plastic bags, plastic utensils, what else? Plastic plates,
Plastic bags,
plastic
plastic
cups,
wrap.
plastic wrap,
no
various
bueno.
things like that. We'd like to encourage people to reconsider and, when possible, use
No, it's
glass
in,
or
I put it in your bag.
ceramics or
You put it in your
a
bag.
glass cup, a ceramic cup, a wooden cup.
What you guys need?
And yeah, we'd like to encourage people to use these other alternative. I know it sounds kind of old school.
We like old school.
Yeah, I like old
No
school
school
too.
like the old school.
That's right. So it turns out, of course, that these plastic bottles. Can you pass me one for a second?
Sure.
I won't show the label.
Okay.
Poland Springs. But it turns out that this is tap water, and that it's in a plastic bottle, and that to manufacture this plastic bottle costs 1/3 of it full of oil and 6 bottles of water to manufacture one plastic bottle.
Really?
Then these nifty caps end up in landfills because they're not recyclable, this plastic, or they end up being fed by marine birds to their babies, and they die because their stomachs become full of plastic bits, like big lighters, plastic bottle caps, those little straws,
Six-pack
toothbrushes,
rings and all
six-pack
that.
rings, all those things, and that we're finding thousands upon thousands of them desiccated on Midway Atoll, which is in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. It's in the middle of nowhere, and basically those birds are picking up the caps and things in the water and feeding them to their babies. And when their babies' stomachs become full, they are full, but not full of anything nutritional, so they die. So it turns out that's not recyclable, so that's a big disaster. And then, funnily enough, this plastic bottle, the chemical that they use in plastic to make it clear is called bisphenol A. And it is an endocrine blocker, and it works like a sex hormone in people's bodies.
That's good, right?
No.
Oh.
It's not. It's actually been linked to obesity and various types of cancer. And strangely enough, apparently, when you put liquids in it, this bisphenol A, BPA, leaches into the liquids that you're drinking out of the bottles. So, in fact, it's not good for you. And so we are trying to educate people about that and encourage them to reconsider and not buy things packaged in plastic. It's a tall order, and it's hard to really go full force, but you can start maybe just with plastic bottles, and you'll be healthier. And these won't end up in the landfill, in the ocean, in the Pacific Gyre, and the garbage patch. And remember that even though we're only hearing about 1 gyre full of garbage, there are 5 gyres. Yeah, there's a
One
gyre.
per ocean.
There's actually more than 1 per ocean. Yeah, and the oceans have become this kind of soup that I've now seen, which is just insane looking, with these tiny, tiny little bits that are the same size as plankton. In the really polluted parts, it's 7 pieces of plastic to every 2 pieces of plankton. So the krill and the entire food chain are eating the plastic.
So we're eating the plastic.
We are made of plastic. Like, at first I was worried about the gyre, and I thought, oh, I'm an artist. I'm going to go out to the gyre, and I'm going to get some plastic from the gyre and make art out of it and, you know, educate people about it. Then I realized, oh my God, it's not just the gyre out in the middle of some ocean in the middle of nowhere. It's actually the gyre in my supermarket. It's the gyre in my refrigerator. It's the gyre in me. So one girlfriend of mine has actually just had a bunch of blood work done. She spent about $4,000, and she was tested for all these different things, which include DDT, various pesticides, flame retardants. It turns out that when plastic breaks down, it doesn't really break down. It breaks into these smaller little toxic fragments in the water, and because it's organic and it has this kind of oily, viscous surface, it becomes a magnet for all other organic compounds in the water. So it's a magnet for pharmaceuticals that run down into the water. It's a magnet for pesticides. And it becomes like a little bomb with 1,000 times the amount of pesticides and poisons attached to the exterior of it. And then the krill eat it.
Hey.
And then the fish eat it. And then we eat the tuna.
Right. So if we could do, what are the top 3 things that we could do to just help phase out plastic?
The top 3 things we could do, and again, I'm not talking about all plastics because plastics save lives. I mean,
Plastic is great.
Plastic is great.
Used well.
The 3 easiest things you could do are bring your own reusable canvas bags to the market and stop using and accepting plastic bags. Stop buying plastic bottles with water, with juice, with anything in them. It's hard to do.
Get a Sigg.
Yeah.
Reuse a juice bottle.
Yeah, get a Sigg or get a stainless steel bottle. Or actually, if you're just traveling and you've forgotten your stainless steel bottle, I will buy one drink that's in glass, like an iced tea or something like that. And then when I'm done with it, I peel the label off and I put a cool sticker on it and I just carry it around. It becomes my bottle for water.
Amazing.
And actually, Jackson's carrying a Brita filter on his tours, and then we use these aluminum bottles and fill them up. It's pretty cool.
What's the 3rd thing?
The 3rd thing you could do is just really reconsider now. It's hard for me. I feel like I woke up from a bad dream or something. I'm standing in the health food market, and everything's packaged in plastic. So if there's a way that you can either bring glass containers or a jam jar with you when you're ordering, I don't know, cold cuts, chicken, fish, whatever it is that you eat.
Can you roll them up and stuff them in this jam jar,
can you
please?
shove it in this jam jar for me? It's a little bit more to remember, and if you've forgotten that, have them wrap it in paper. Instead of plastic. So, I mean, now, once I started learning about this, I completely freaked out. And you'll see when you go to the market that literally everything is wrapped in plastic, even in a health food market, which is kind of shocking, actually.
I'm shocked.
Because I really feel like the companies that are making these products, they are trying to make something nurturing and wholesome to feed us with. But they maybe haven't made the connection between what comes out of the plastics into the food. If they had, they wouldn't. I think people who care wouldn't feed you that.
Right. Of course they wouldn't.
No.
What's
so
the
let me tell you everything. So the website is it's plasticpollutioncoalition.org.
Plasticpollutioncoalition.org.
Right.
And we'll have a big link right down there.
And then we also have a Twitter, and it's Plastic Pollutes.
Plastic Pollutes at
That's
Twitter.
our Twitter. And then we also have a Facebook page.
Oh, yeah?
It's Plastic Pollution.
Plastic pollution. All right. Well, you heard it, SuperForesters. Go to plasticpollutes.org.
And
Twitter. I don't know what this hand gesture means, but I'm having a good
no
time
plastic
doing
bottles. Get rid of the plastic bottles.
This is Dianna Cohen. I'm SuperForester Jackson. Thank you so much, Dianna.
Thank you.
Mwah. Yay! Bye!
Bye.
Yay.
Bye, Graham.
That was very well done.